Welcome everyone on the channel Brief Jog, and today we will analyze the plot of cool action movie made in 2016 called Boyka Undisputed. Since the events of third film, few years passed and the unbeatable Yuri Boyka now trains and lives in Kiev because he is wanted in Russia for breaking out of a prison. The fighter wins all of his opponents. In Russian maximum security prison called Cherny Chom, where Yuri was an unbeatable champion, a new champion prisoner appeared, a true monster called Nightmare who literally rips his enemies apart. Boyka comes to church and does another generous donation and gives a box with Bibles. Price tells him that violence won't help him answer his question. Yuri tells him that this is a dispute for him. But the priest is confident that violence will take control of him. While Boyka was training in a Kiev gym, his manager Kirill walks in and tells him that he can get on a prestige tournament in Budapest. To do that, he has to win a tourney there and please the scouts who choose the best fighters. Yuri's enemy is a Russian fighter Viktor Grigov. Boyka is good as always. Viktor tries to resist at first, but Yuri is stronger than him and knocks him 2 times. When the enemy gets up 3rd time, that makes Boyka mad and he knocks him out with a strong punch. Scouts definitely like the champion, and while viewers clap, he rejoices in victory, but Viktor can't get up. Scouts tell Yuri that they can't wait to see him on the tourney in Budapest. While leaving, he sees Grigov in a very bad condition taken to the hospital. Priest's words can't leave his head, and on the next day, he finds out that Grigov died in a hospital. And it finally beats him. He finds out that he has a wife called Alma in Russia. The man forces Kirill to make him a fake ID to apologize to her. Not the tournament in Budapest, not the crimes he has done in Russia do not stop Yuri. In a small town, Drowny in Russia, Alma mourns about his dead husband. On the farewell ceremony, a criminal authority comes and asks the widow to pay for his husband's debts. She tells that will work for him until pays off all of the money. Looks like Zorob doesn't mind such a beauty. Yuri takes his fake ID and travels to Drowny by bus. He sees Alma there, who works in a child sport section. Boyka sees how Zorob's people take Alma to the gangsters club where free-for-all combat happens. When he comes in the club, he sees Alma working as a waiter to pay for her husband's debt, which he has taken to open a sports section. He sees how an unbeatable champion called Igor Kazmir brutally beats his opponent and loudly screams that this is his boxing ring. Alma sees that Yuri stares at her and asks what he wants. Yuri couldn't answer because owner's people came to him and insistently asked him to talk outside. They tell him that the waiter is boss's property and nobody can come closer to her. Yuri beats up the bandits in a couple of minutes and takes away a pistol. Zorob appears with 10 of his bandits and threatens Yuri that if he comes to Alma again, he will be destroyed. When Yuri leaves, he tells his people to look after him. On the next day, Boyka comes to a camp and beats up the guard and tells Alma the truth. He asks for forgiveness and gives her money for victories, but she got angry and didn't take the money and asked him to leave. Zorob desperately looks for new fighters because his place loses interest. In that moment, Boyka knocks a guard and offers him participation in the fight for Alma's freedom. He agrees on 3 fights, plus they will fight by his rules. He surprises when Zorob calls him by his name. That means Yuri is wanted by police. Kirill calls Boyka and tells him that it's time to return, but he tells that he has to stay in Russia for a week. Before the training, Alma comes to the fighter and tells him that she doesn't need his help. Yuri tells that he won't stop until he makes amends with her. During training, some big guy tries to mock him.
Hey.
The first fight starts. Boyka's enemy is one of the best fighters here, Boris Hersen. They fight each other for some minutes, but Yuri takes lead and efficiently knocks his enemy. After the fight, Igor tries to threaten the winner. In the locker room, Alma gives Yuri a glass of water and allows him to train in the sports section. The kids likely look how Yuri beats up the punching bag. In the second fight, Zorob brings two brothers against him. It's very hard to fight against two professional fighters, but he does well. One of the fighters strongly hits his small of the back and causes insane pain. Yuri picks up himself and knocks both of them. It's very hard to fight against two professionals. Alma starts to understand that he helps her because of his nobility. Zorob bribes a corrupted Kochev to bring Nightmare. And he also promises to give them Boyka. When Yuri comes to the sports section, Alma makes him an ointment for his small of the back and helps him to take off the pain after the injury during the fight. Boyka asks her why won't she just leave the city, but she tells that the sports section was their dream. If not, its children would be living outside and in pants. Zorob tries to make Alma hate Yuri and tells that her husband's death isn't an accident. Gangster promises to kill the fighter after all fights. Kirill calls Boyka and hurries him to come back, but he still has things to do there. When Yuri comes back to the living room, Alma asks him to tell her about the fight with her husband. Boyka confesses that Victor was his opponent, but he wasn't going to kill him. Now Yuri let God in his soul and pleads to forgive him. Alma lives in tears. In the third fight, Boyka has to fight the champion of underground fights, Igor Kazmir. He threatens to wipe the floor with him, and he instantly starts to attack him. Igor specifically beats him in his injured back, not letting him even breathe. But Boyka manages to stand up and knocks him with a powerful leg kick. The man is late to a bus in Kiev, so he hurries. But Zorob stops him and tells him that now he has to do his last fight with his true enemy or the deal is cancelled. The guards bring Nightmare to ring, who is higher and stronger than Yuri. Looks like Boyka has no chances against him. He throws him like a toy during the fight and knocks him very quickly. But the champion refuses to lose and barely gets up. But he can beat him. Yuri uses speed and agility against him and breaks his leg and arm, and then throws him outside the boxing ring, and he knocks out. Nightmare turns off. Boyka celebrates his another win. Zorob grabs Alma and the man gets beaten by bandits. Bloody Yuri comes up and beats up the bandits using a bat. One of the bandits shoots Boyka in his shoulder and another in his knee, but he shoots both of them. He chases Zorob outside and Alma starts to resist to Zorob and gives Yuri a chance to kill the gangster. After strangling Zorob, Boyka falls and apologizes to Alma, but before he gets arrested by cops. 6 months later, Yuri again does time in Kornya Cholmy. Alma comes to a meeting to him. She shows drawings to him to kids from sports section and tells that she forgives him. Later, Boyka comes to the old prison boxing ring, proving the prisoners that him is the unbeatable champion of his ring. This is it. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and comment. See you soon. Don't get sick.